This video tell you some of the most basic things that you must memorize by heart in chemistry. Now you will not score A's if you just memorize it and don't do the TYS. So you have to memorize it, and then after that have to do the TYS so that you know how to apply the things that you memorize. Okay, so the most basic things that you need to memorize. So first of all, let's look at the chemical formula and the equations mind map. So all these are the formula of basics. So I'll ask you questions like what is the chemical formula for hydrochloric acid? So you should be able to tell me that it is HCl. Nitric acid is HNO3. Okay, the transition metal ions, you need to be able to remember this. As well as oxide ion is O2 minus, hydrogen ion is H plus, sulfide ion is S2 minus, and all this. Okay, and then after that you have these polyatomic ions, must remember by heart. Covalent compounds, these are the most commonly used covalent compounds, so the formulas you have to remember. And likewise for nitrogen is not here. Nitrogen gas, the chemical formula is N2, so you have to remember that as well. For ionic compounds, you need to know the cross multiply method. How do you use the cross multiply method in order to come up with the formula of ionic compound? Okay, the second page of the mind map is on the chemical reactions, all the chemical reactions in the chemistry syllabus. So again, the question asked would be acid plus carbonate, what would be the products? So the products would be salt, water, and carbon dioxide. Okay, alkali plus ammonium salt. This one with or without warming, you get salt, water, and ammonia gas. And then for the third page of the chemical formula and equations worksheet, mind map, so these are the things that you must memorize. So basically you need to remember the word equation as a start. Remember the word equation. Examples, you can skip them for the moment. Okay, the second mind map that you have to study would be the kinetic particle theory. This table, must memorize this table. Solid, what would be the arrangement of particles? So for solid, the arrangement of particles will be orderly and closely packed. Liquid, disorderly, less closely packed. Gas, disorderly and far apart. So this whole table must remember. And then for the measurement and experimental technique, part 2 of 2. So these three are the gas collection method, the methods used to collect a gas in the laboratory. Displacement of water, downward delivery, and upward delivery. So you have to remember for each method what is or what are the characteristics of the gas that can be collected using this method. So for example, upward delivery, only for gas that is less dense than air and soluble in water. For downward delivery would be denser, so only gases which are denser than air and soluble in water can be collected using this downward delivery. And for the displacement of water method, only water that is only gases which are insoluble in water can be collected using this method. And then the drying agents, the chemical which are used to dry gases. Okay, 3 drying agents: concentrated sulfuric acid, quicklime or calcium oxide, fused calcium chloride, or basically just calcium chloride. So these are the 3 chemicals that can be used to dry gases. Alright, and then you need to know that for pure substance, they have fixed melting point. For impure substance, okay, impure substance causes liquid to boil over a range of temperature. Impure substance increases the boiling point. Impure substance or impurities also decreases the melting point. So impurities basically increases the boiling point and decreases the melting point. And pure substance must have fixed melting point and fixed boiling point. And impure substances causes the liquid, causes the boiling point or the melting point to be at a range of temperature. You need to remember that. Okay, next one is the comparison between mixture and compound. So you have to know that for mixture, how do you separate a mixture, or can a mixture be separated? So the components in a mixture can be separated by physical methods, whereas for compound, elements can only be separated by chemical reactions. Properties of mixture are the same as those of its components, and therefore compounds would be different from those of its components. So this table must memorize. Atomic structure, page 1 of the mind map. You need to memorize the definition for isotope. Isotope are atoms of the same element with the same number of protons but different number of neutrons. That is the isotope. And you need to know that isotopes have the same chemical properties but different physical properties. Same chemical properties, different physical properties. In this table, you must remember the charge for proton, neutron and electron, the relative mass as well as the symbol. This one is very important. Nuclear number. There are many terms here. Nuclear number is the same with the mass number, which is the same with the number of protons plus electron, and which is actually the same with the top number. The bottom number is the atomic number or the proton number, which is basically the number of proton. So must remember this table. And this is the covalent, ionic and the metallic bonding table comparing all these three substances: ionic compound, covalent compound and metallic compound, metallic substance or just metals. So you need to know. So questions asked would be, what describe the structure of ionic substance or ionic compound. So this is how you describe positive ions and negative ions. That means in an ionic compound, there are positive and negative ions held by strong electrostatic attraction forces in a crystal lattice structure. And then this one would be to explain why ionic compound has high melting and boiling point. And then whether or not the different substances, they are soluble in water or insoluble in water. Likewise for organic solvent. And also they explain why certain substances conduct electricity in certain states. So all this entire table you must memorize by heart.